This is Alita from Alita's Keto Journey. I wanted to jump on and do a quick video today for those of you who are just starting keto or may just be interested in how to start. It's been rather a long journey for me. I recently got really strict, but ever since 2015, I've known about keto. At that point, I was bedridden with a back injury. I later recovered or recovered well enough to return to work. And you can go back to my first video and see my story. But I wanted to kind of give some ideas to you how to start. The number one thing to keep in mind, whether you're starting keto, any other weight loss plan, fitness, working out at the gym, quitting an addiction, because when you look at it from my perspective at least, I look at it as a food addiction. And that's not the case for everyone. But in my case and in many others, that's what it is. It's a food addiction. For a long time, I dealt with what life had handed me with food. Instead of dealing with the problem, I dealt with it with food. And that's my fault. It's not my parents. It's not my husband's. It's not my friends. It's my fault. I was the reason that I didn't want to deal with things the proper way. And if I had one goal right now with this channel, it would be to reach just one person who is struggling or thinking, I could never be there. And something to keep in mind is no matter how far you are down, no matter how big you are, no matter how unhealthy you are, even if it's not a food addiction, if it's something else, where you are right this moment, is someone else's goal. I can look all day at YouTube videos and I see women who have been doing keto for some time, and they may have started out at 300 and something pounds, but now they're at 170, 180. And I can look at them and be like, wow, that's where I want to be. Like, that's my end game. But I'm sure, and it took me a while to realize this morning I was 241. Well, somewhere out there, there's a 320-pound woman who would give anything to be 241 pounds. So even though I wake up and I look like I've got a lot of work to do, it's not as much as I did have to do. And you can start your journey right now. This is Friday. You don't have to wait till Monday. Yes, it's the weekend. A lot of people are going to be, celebrating the weekend. And you can too. Just the next time you go to eat less carbs. That's how you start. There's nothing you have to buy. You have to buy 0 products. You have to buy 0 machinery. Is it nice to have a scale? Yes. I weigh a lot of what I eat. Is it necessary? No. You have your cups and your spoons, and you can make do. You can make little changes. If you don't have the money, don't go into debt trying to do this. You don't have to. If you have the money, great. If you don't, I can help, because I've never had money in my life. So it's simple. Start with your very next meal. Right now, it's getting to be about dinner time. When you go to eat dinner, no matter what you're eating, what is on your plate, subtract the carbs. Like, just take them away. Just do not eat them. In fact, the very first night I was in bed, like I said, I had a back injury. I was in bed researching how to lose weight because I had just been diagnosed with diabetes. I had been put on metformin. I'm no longer diabetic. My A1C is normal, and he took me off of the metformin. But that first night, I felt like my world was falling apart and my body was falling apart along with it. And I didn't tell my husband that I had found this way of eating because honestly, looking at some of the videos that I watched the very first time I heard keto, I was like, no way. No. There's no way this is going to work. You can eat bacon and hamburger patties and mayonnaise and you can lose weight. No. Like, there's no way. But I didn't realize that the bread and the sugar was where the enemy was. The meat wasn't the enemy. The cheese on that burger wasn't the enemy. That bread, that huge bread, that bun, was the enemy. And once I realized that, I was like, I really want to give it a try, but I didn't want to tell my husband yet because I wasn't sure, how he would react. So, well, it was my luck. The very first night that I decided to go keto, he cooked chicken and rice. A one-pot dinner, one of my favorites, chicken and rice. And he brought it to the bed, and I didn't say anything. I scooped out about a half a cup. I didn't know what I was doing, but I scooped out about half a cup because he had me a huge serving. Scooped that, took down the serving size first, and then I picked out all the chicken. Like, it was shredded up in it, but I picked out all the chicken, and I just ate the chicken. And I remember doing that with all the meals the first few days. It was like maybe close to a week. I would say 4 to 5 days before I told him what I was doing. He didn't even notice. And when I seen the scale moving, I was like, wow, there's something to this. And he, of course, wanted to jump on board, and we went for it. Now, there was a lot of ups and downs during that, and it was right before we got married. The first few years of marriage is stressful. I'll be the first to tell you, both marriages that I've had, the first few years were horrible. But then things calm down and you get used to, especially in your mid-30s. If you get married, we got married when we were like 38. We got married. It's difficult when you're already set in your ways and the other person's set in their ways. It's difficult. So, yeah, we hit a few slumps and we gained some weight back, but this time is different. And just like my quitting smoking, I have tried to quit like 800 times probably. And I kept telling myself, one of these times it's going to stick. And this time I believe it has stuck. And the same with my weight loss, the keto. I feel like this time I have a better hold. I have a better grasp on reality. I'm digging deep in my mind, trying to solve some of my issues that were not on the surface, that you can't see. I was talking to a friend last night about, some things that I feel played a role in my weight gain. But at the end of the day, it's how much I put in my mouth. And I simply overate all of my life, from childhood on. And I feel like now, and I'm sorry for the coughing, I quit smoking and the coughing has gotten a lot better. but I still have this nagging cough, and it's slowly going away, but very slowly, not as quick as I like it to. But anyway, I just want to jump on here and give you a few ideas of how to start in the easiest way. Like, everybody likes easy. We all want an easy fix. This is easy. Now you can make it, and you can find plenty of videos out there that make this so complicated. It's ridiculous. And I got caught up in that. I was making it super complicated. And that's why I would fail. If you keep it simple, it's like one of my um, college professors used to say, keep it simple, stupid. It's KISS. He would use that. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And if you use that for so many things in your life, it does help. And it brings you back to like, okay, it's not as hard as I'm making it. Eat less carbs. Get rid of them. You don't need them. People will tell you that you need carbs. You don't. I follow so many doctors on here, doctors that are really trying to help people get off of medications. And there's been so many doctors that are just selling inflammation. They're selling diabetes. They're selling high blood pressure. They're paying off what they bought in their life. That's what they're doing. They're keeping us sick at our expense. They are living well. When there's these other doctors that I follow on here that they really do seem to care, like Dr. Westman. He is amazing. He is a professor at Duke University. He is doing some awesome studies with the ketogenic diet. And, you know, he kind of picked up, I feel like, where Dr. Atkins left off. And so don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Get rid of the bread. Get rid of the pasta. Get rid of the sugar, the flour, anything white, throw it out. And then from there, you can tweak it as you need to. But if you're a large person, you get rid of the basic carbs, you're going to see a difference. And you're going to see a vast difference. And a lot of people teach not counting calories, and that's always been a very controversial subject when it comes to keto. Some people count calories, some people doesn't. At first, I thought that, you know, calories didn't matter. And in a way, they don't, because when you start eating keto, your appetite will get less. Like you don't get hungry like you used to. Now that takes a few weeks to a month, maybe 6 weeks. It's different for everyone. But after about a month, I could tell that my hunger had changed. I wasn't eating as much. Sometimes I would absent-mindedly skip a meal because I wasn't hungry. And that is when you know that you're doing it right and you are fat adapted. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's worth reading about. But when you're fat adapted, that means that your body has transformed over to burning fat for fuel instead of glucose. And that's where we want it. We don't want all the glucose, which is carbs turned into glucose, and running through your veins and keeping you hungry and keeping us fat. That's what it's doing. And I have plenty of fat to lose. So my fat intake is not like super high because I have plenty of fat on my body. So everybody wants to talk about macros. When you first start, don't worry about the macros. It can get so confusing if you're new to this. Like now, I know what people talk about when we mention macros. And I know what my protein percent is, my fat percent, and my carb. I know what they are. I know what my pie chart looks like. But if you come into this in the first week, you're trying to track your carbs and you're trying to start intermittent fasting, that is just not going to work. You're complicating it too much too quick. I have nothing wrong with tracking. I track every day. I would advise everyone to track once you started and got used to, get past the cravings and everything, because you will. If you keep fighting the cravings, you will get past it. I can't tell you the day because it's different for everybody, but you will get past the cravings. And once you get past that, then you can start tracking your macros. Don't put too much on yourself too quick. And then once you're tracking your macros and you don't have the cravings and everything's going great and your body is fat adapted, then you can come in with some intermittent fasting if you want to. It's not necessary. So you don't have to do it. But if you want to try it, it's an amazing thing. I love it. I love doing it. I don't do it, every day. I do it probably 2 or 3 times a week. Some people do it every day. Some people do extensive fasting. I haven't tried that yet. I'm taking it slowly. But I think that's the key, is taking it slowly. Learning what you're doing, and not only what you're doing, don't do it because I say so. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm here to help people who were like me. So take it slow, learn what you're doing, learn why you are doing this. Use Google. It's an amazing tool. But also, do plenty of research to where you're not typing something in and just going with the first thing that pops up. Do your research. And if you have any questions, as always, I'm here. And if I don't know the answer, I will definitely find it for you. But I just want to jump on here real quick for those who are new or thinking about doing keto. Some of you who follow me who are already doing keto, tell your story. Tell us how you started. What was your first steps? I will say I wish I would have measured before I ever started. I didn't measure until I was 264 pounds. So I had lost from 303 to 264, had no idea what my measurements were. I have plenty of the pictures of when I was at my heaviest. Those will come out at some point. I'm not ready yet because I want it to be a shocker. Like, I want it to be like once I'm under 200 pounds. Then I'll bring out the old pictures. If you know me, then there you go. But anyway, I did want to bring out my bullet journal. I colored another box today. So if you can see, I'm at 241. This round I had started at 264, and now I'm at 241, so that's exciting. I'm so ready to see 200, but it'll come. I'm not trying to rush it this time. I'm just enjoying the journey, learning as much as I can, and trying to learn a little bit of the science behind everything. But like I said, if you have any questions, please shoot them to me. I'll be glad to help you find out anything you need to know. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you later. Bye.